Well, hello everyone and welcome. I'm Dori Soukup, founder of Inspiration Management. And with me today is a very special guest and who is a client and a friend, Miss Denise Dubois. She's from New York, from Albany, New York. And I'm just so excited that we are both here with you today. And we're going to discuss how to plan, create, and host a webinar that's going to be super successful for you, so you can generate leads, improve your positioning, and make a ton of money through webinars. So I wanted to really do this webinar because as I was speaking with all of our mastermind members, we're all faced with challenges right now that we need to address. And some of these challenges were really all over the place, but I boiled them down to 4 main challenges that people are having right now. So we have to be very relevant because we're living in different times and it's business unusual right now. And one of the main challenges were that maybe you don't know how to stay connected with your clients, or maybe you don't know how to reach out to them, not just your clients, but also to the public, to be able to generate new opportunities, new prospects that you can turn into client. So that's another challenge. The third challenge is that you may not know what to do in order to seize the opportunities that you actually have right now, again, being relevant to the time. And the last one is not knowing maybe what new programs to implement or how to do things to actually create a process that will generate revenue for you. So those are the main reasons why I wanted to do this webinar, because today we have options. Our options are, you can either reach out to people one at a time, or you can do something like this and reach hundreds and thousands of people all at once. And to me, if I'm gonna apply the effort, I would rather reach hundreds and thousands all at once rather than doing just one-on-one. Now, there is a place for both, of course, but if I have the opportunity that I can do a lot of people at once, I can reach a lot of people at once, then I would rather do that. So the content that we're gonna go over today is, first of all, in case you're not convinced why you should do webinars, I'm gonna convince you. The second thing is we're going to talk a little bit about the cycle that people will actually go through to create a webinar. We're going to talk about your audience, because whenever you're doing a webinar, you wanna make sure you're talking to the right audience. And then choosing the theme and then the structure of the actual presentation. So these are the things that we're actually gonna go over. And before I fully introduce Denise, I just wanna say a shout out to all the people that are joining us from all over the world, literally, from the Cayman Islands. Hey, Darla, from Thailand, we have Chantawat, I hope I said that correctly. From Ontario, we have Nancy. From England, Lillian. From Panama, Talia, who I have not talked to in a while. She's been a client forever in Panama, a beautiful place. Bukete, I remember that so vividly. From Italy, Miria. From Kenya, Austin. I mean, literally, imagine reaching out to people. I can go on and on. We have hundreds of people that actually registered for this. And I'm just so excited and want to welcome everybody also from the US. You guys are just amazing what you've been doing. And since we have so many physicians and medical professionals in our industry, I want to say thank you again for everything that you are doing for everyone. So Denise, welcome. It's so good to see you again. Denise and I met about 5 years ago, I think. It might be longer, I don't know. We can't keep up.
It was right after I opened up our second location. So
in Saratoga, yeah, that's right, it was, yeah. So we met at a conference actually, and it's funny enough because what I'm sharing with you today is how I built my business, speaking. So I was speaking at a conference in New York that Denise happened to be attending, and she passed by our booth and I happened to be there and we started talking. And actually, I'm gonna let you take the story from here, Denise, and tell them a little bit about your business, where you were, what we were able to accomplish, and then what are you doing now, which is very important to everybody. You're doing some amazing things. So I'm gonna let you take it a little bit.
Okay, thank you, Dori, and thank you for asking me to be here today. I really appreciate the opportunity. I opened Complexions back in 1987, and we stayed in one location. We moved around a little bit and expanded our space, starting out as a 1,500 square foot spa, and then eventually 4,500 square feet. And then when we outgrew that space, we moved into a new facility that was 10,500 square feet. So we grew quite a bit. And over time, the business really evolved and our employee number grew. And when I met Dori, we had just, believe it or not, had outgrown our 10,000 square foot facility and opened up a second location. And that really changes the game, because trying to create your same culture in one location in a second location and have solid systems, that's when I met Dori and was talking with her about the challenges. I had just opened the second location and really needed to have a solid organizational flow chart and defining leadership roles. And so after speaking with her at the conference, actually started doing some coaching with her, and became a mastermind member, and implemented a lot of her systems that helped me take the one location to two locations and have a solid structure. We organized leads in all of my departments. I have a guest services lead, operations lead, marketing person that's in-house now that we work very closely with Dori. And it just really helped to transform the business. And being part of the mastermind group when we had to close our business abruptly on March 18th, I remember going to my office on the 19th, because that's what I've done for the past 34 years. I went to my office and I remember sitting there and going, what the heck am I going to do? We're closed now. And actually, I plugged in my computer and my laptop, and I logged into, Dori had already created the coronavirus, she had it all mapped out in her head. I don't know where you come up with these ideas, but you're just brilliant. And I felt I actually could breathe, knowing that you were going to help us get through this. And I remember that first week, we were on a call with a lot of other mastermind members, 11 o'clock every day. And you got us to create these online consultations, which was brilliant, because it was a way to stay connected to our customers. And just the simple idea of solving your customers' problems. What kind of problems are they going to be faced with when they're not able to come into the office and to come into the spa? So it just got my creative juices flowing again when I was starting to fall into, oh my God, in all these years, I have never had to close my business. And we've always been able, being in the spa, beauty, and wellness industry, I feel like we're fortunate because it's an industry that can go through difficult times, recessions, because people still want to look good and feel good. Mm-hmm. But this is different.
Yes.
We had to close.
Yeah.
So,
well, tell them a little bit, because I think it's amazing. And I have to tell everybody here, I mean, our mastermind members are amazing. These guys are making money still now. Denise sent me a picture a couple of weeks ago, actually, of her with all her packages where she's shipping out products right now, still making money. And the point I want to make to everybody, Denise, too, that is so important is that though your facility was closed, you never closed your business. We just took it online. Yeah. And that's what we had everybody really do. And yesterday, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but yesterday Denise was invited to be a guest on the Saratoga News, which is her other location. So she has one in Albany and one in Saratoga. And she did this Facebook Live event yesterday, and she did such an amazing job. It was like, I was so proud. And she made, just yesterday alone, from just that FaceTime live with Saratoga, she was telling the whole group yesterday that she made over $2,500 and probably will make a lot more as they keep coming in just from that half hour of Facebook Live. That's what she was able
So
to
amazed
accomplish.
at what happened. Yes, it was the best part about it. It was our local Saratoga Living magazine, and they had hosted it, so they sent it out to their database. And there were quite a few people that were on
Live, yeah.
live, and they were asking questions. And during the show is when we did all those sales. But today it continues because now they're posting it, they're sending it out to an email to all of their followers and subscribers. So we're running the promotions through this coming Sunday. So I'm hoping that we'll pick up some additional sales as well.
That's great. I'm sure you will. So also I want to let you guys know that Denise is soon to be a published author. She's been working on her book, and this is something that we always advise people to do, is that you should have a book. And I'm just so proud of all her accomplishments and what she was able to do. So before I dive in, I just want to give you just an overview of what we have been doing. As you know, right away, we launched the MAPS series with the goal to help everybody manage disruptions and develop a recovery plan. So this is part of that series, and we're hosting all these webinars on inspirationmanagement.com, but also on globalmedspa-association.com. So the two things that we came up with right away to help our members that I'm sharing now with you, one is the We Dare system, which is the one-on-one online consultation that Denise was just talking about. And then of course the webinar that we have today. So today is an overview. I'm not going to be able to go over all the content that I actually shared with our members, but I will definitely give you an overview to really help you. The other thing I want to remind you to go watch is I did a preview of how to do the online consultation, and I had some other mastermind members with us on that, and it's available for a replay, so you can go watch it. If you have not watched this one, you definitely need to go watch it so it can help you generate money. And then next week, I'm doing another webinar with Jill Swartz, and we're going to talk about how you can magnify your positioning right now and become more of an influencer. So that's going to be another great webinar. And then just a little reminder, we're doing something great with the book gathering. Every Friday, we're getting on Zoom, and we're doing actually Facebook Live and Instagram as well. But we're doing a contest. I want to tell everybody about it. So we're giving away 1 Leap Ahead ticket, and all you have to do is go on Amazon, buy the book, and we have it listed right now for only $1, so you can get it. And then all we ask you to do is go give us a review on Amazon, and then we'll be able to do the drawing not this coming Friday, the following Friday, for 1 free Leap Ahead ticket. That's $3,000 ticket that we're giving away. So make sure you go and you join us for the book gathering with Dori. If you want a free electronic copy, you can always go to Inspiration Management and also get that. So I think all of you know me by now, but in case you don't, you can always go to our site and learn about all the great things that we do. Most important to me right now is for you to get a hold of my new book and start applying some of the things that are in it to help you with your recovery process. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to start with first, why should you do webinars? And we covered a little bit of the challenges with that, but now we want to turn them into actually solutions. To me, I've been doing webinars for probably over 20 years. I was telling my group, I don't remember really how long it's been, but I have to tell you, I have built a multiple 7-figure business from speaking. And that's the point I really want to drive to you today, is that if you speak, you do webinars, you do events, you just get out and tell people your expertise and how you can help them, then people are going to be drawn to you. So doing webinars for you, especially right now, would be the best thing you can do for yourself, because you're going to be able to improve your positioning. You're going to be able to reach out to many people all at once, and you're going to be able to generate revenue from it. So I'm going to show you how to do all these things right now as far as what can you do really with webinars. So the opportunity right now with the coronavirus is all of you are experts. Like Denise is an expert. She's been doing spa and med spa and salon for 30 some years, you guys, right? So she is an expert, but if she doesn't go out and share her knowledge to educate the community and to help them, then she's really not doing them any favors. And right now is the time to shine, because you know what? Your competition is not doing this. And that's why I want to encourage you to do this. And if you get out right now and you start doing webinars to grow your database, to improve your positioning, to generate revenue, you're going to be a lot better off. That's for sure. So I'm going to give you a gift for anybody that registered. This is a map that I mapped out on how to launch webinars. I don't have the time to go over the entire map, but I am going to give it to you as a gift. So that will be in the email that's going to be sent out to everybody post webinar for tomorrow. Okay, so be in the lookout for it. All right, so let's start with your audience. When we're talking about doing webinars, you want to make sure you know who you're actually talking to, because you want them to walk away with something that they're going to benefit from. So I want you to start by reverse engineering your whole content. So for example, if I want to offer, like right now, let's use this webinar as an example. I'm teaching you how to do webinars. So I want to give value. I want to help you, but also I need to help myself. So you need to be thinking the same way. Let's say you pick a topic that your audience is really in need of. I'll just use one of our members, Mabir today, for example. She's sending out an email about what's in your fridge. She does a weight loss program. So she decided, okay, what's in your fridge? And she's gonna do a whole series of webinars, right? To help people be healthier at home right now. So what is the end goal in mind for Mabir to do this? She wants to be able to show them how by participating in her program, they'll be able to be much healthier. And that's what I mean by reverse engineering. So have your audience in mind, but you also want to find out what type of things can they benefit from based on this particular topic that we're talking about. So you always want to start really with the offer. What is it that they can take away at the end, right? The offer. So keep that in mind when we're talking about this. So the other thing that you want to know is, what is it? Like you heard Denise say, we sat and we thought, what is it that our consumers really want right now? And we made a list. And then we took that list and then converted it into topics of webinars and Facebook Lives and Instagram videos and things that you can do as a whole. And when you do that, you're gonna be a lot better off. How much do I harp on the offer, Denise?
That's a critical piece. Yes, absolutely.
So like Denise did an email blast a couple of weeks ago to launch her online consultation service. And if you don't have an offer to entice people to do something, then you're really not benefiting as much as you should. So creating that offer would be very, very important. So really that's where you should start. Start with the end in mind. Who said that? Stephen Covey, right? It's one of the 7 habits of highly effective people. So if we start with the end in mind, then we can build our presentation based on what the end goal that we want. So I'm giving you some insider tips here, right? Of things that you can do. All right. So the other thing you want to look at is your personal image. How are you coming across? So you might want to film a webinar with yourself, see how you're coming across, and then maybe adjust some of the delivery that you are doing. But from your site to your social media, to your facility, to your persona, all that is really very, very important to you. Like yesterday when Denise did her Facebook Live, she actually went into her spa. She stood behind her branding wall, in front of her branding wall, and she did her Facebook Live, right? So those are all very key things that you really need to do. I give you some information here on the positioning, on how you share your story, your expertise, things like that, that is important for the people that are actually watching you and listening to what you're actually saying. So tell everybody how you prepared for your Facebook Live yesterday, Denise.
Well,
What did we do? Tell everybody what you did.
Well, I was on a phone call with you for the mastermind group at 11, so, and told you what I was doing that night. So we just kind of did a little bit of a recap about, what were the things that we identified that we were going to focus on. And I got out, you made the suggestion of something as simple as, a good title to hook them in. And it was, beauty and wellness tips and solutions for now to do at home. Do it yourself beauty and wellness tips to do at home. And starting from the head right down to the toes. So I prepared by pulling products off of the shelf in the spa that would address everything from root retouches and deep conditioning treatments for the hair and scalp, right down to pedicure solutions for toes and heels, thinking about all the things that people come into the spa for. And I had an index card with a pile of products for every area from head to toe. And what was interesting is one of the girls that works with me at the spa, she was on the Facebook Live just in the comments. So when people were asking questions, she was directing them to our shopping page on our website about the products that I was talking to.
Yeah.
And
it was great. I mean, it's amazing. And you started every product with a problem and a solution, just like what we talked about. So she started with, are you noticing your roots? Well, here's a solution. And she gave them 2 different options to cover up their grays or black roots or whatever. So it's so smart. And when you engage people like this and you're giving them, here's the problem that you have right now, and here's the solution that you can have, and it really works very well. And it helps.
Really interesting, Dori. Even though we have a beautiful retail area at the spa, for example, we sold out of a body brushing and coconut oil kits. Now, normally that's sitting on the shelves and it's maybe not something that sells really quickly, but because we were talking about it on the webinar last night, we sold every single one I had on the shelf.
There you go.
I was really blown away. So it's amazing the power of these webinars, and I'm excited actually to do more.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, if you have your message clear, that's the most important thing. If you don't have your message clear, then you're just going to confuse everybody. So you really want to drill down onto the information that's on this slide right now. So getting into your consumer's shoes, what is it that they really want? What do they need help with? How can you advise them right now to take better care of themselves? Those are all the things, and you should always think win-win. You gotta be able to get them to really benefit from what you're offering. Because if you don't focus on the benefit, then you're not gonna be able to get them to do the things that you want them to do. And if you're not clear on your message, then they're gonna be confused about what you're actually doing. So I found this is so cute. Webinar, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said wine bar. Now you're talking my language. So you really need to have a plan and make sure that you outline your entire angle to make sure everybody understands your message. So I just want to give you an example of people understanding your message. So this is me, for example. As soon as this happened, my message was to minimize disruption from the coronavirus and to come up with a recovery plan. And that's what that whole map series that we've been doing, like this is part of it, to really help you manage that disruption, give you the opportunity to still make money now, and also plan the recovery. And if people are not very clear on what your message is, then you need to clarify it. So your first homework is to really sit down, do an inventory of how can you really positively impact your community right now with your knowledge and your skills. And once you grab that, then you can create all sorts of series, all sorts of webinars and Facebook Lives and Instagram that would make sense to help them. That's really, if you take that angle as you're helping them, the money will follow automatically. And that's really how you should clarify your message and actually implement it. And when you do that, then everybody wins. You know, like my whole goal for you is to help you implement things that will get your business to just run on autopilot. That's my message. So what is your message? And if you don't come up with it, then you're not going to be very successful at doing this. So, all right. So choosing the topics, I just want to give them some ideas of things that you can do. You heard Denise talk about do-it-yourself trends. You can do hot topics. You can do health and wellness trends, interview experts, all sorts of things that you can actually do on as far as topics are concerned. So do something that's trendy, that's going to really grab people's attention. This is actually a picture that I grabbed of Denise's webinar last night. I took this picture. That was her Facebook Live that she started. You see, she was just standing in front of the camera. She was doing her Facebook. She had all her products in front of her, and she did it. So have no fear, you guys. You just have to start. And the faster you start, the better off you're going to be.
You know, there's no one that is more fearful of getting in front of the camera, I think, than me.
No, you'll be surprised.
You know, I want to say that because I had been procrastinating about doing it out of fear.
Yeah.
And, you know, just having a couple of little bullet points on those index cards and having the products, and I was just talking to the camera and nobody was even there, you know, that I could see. Except I was talking to myself.
Yeah, it's fun talking to yourself. I do it all the time.
Yes. So it was enjoyable.
Oh, okay. So it's so much fun. So we have a lot of questions. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just said, don't let fear hold you back.
That's right. Don't let we have like a bunch of questions and comments coming in. So we'll go through that here in just a moment. So keep your questions coming in if you have them, and we'll save some time for them. So let me give you the structure of the webinar. So there's 3 parts to it, right? You have your opening, you have your body, and then you have the close. Usually the opening should grab their attention right away. Like my opening today was, to find out exactly how to do webinars so you can what? Generate more leads, engage, make more money. So right away, I gave you the benefit of why you should stay on and listen to this, right? So that should be your opening, nice and strong and telling exactly what they're going to gain from spending time with you. So we want to keep them so they want more, right? So then your body usually is what we're doing right now. We're giving you the content. We're telling you how to do it. And then the close should be just your summary and then what action you actually need to take. So in the close, you should have an offer and you should have a call to action. Those are the things that you really need to do. You see what a great student Denise is? She's actually taking notes right now. You're so good. All right, so let me use another example of my other superstars, and that's Brianna, Linda, Nadine, and their whole team. So they did they are off and running with webinars. So they did one last week. It was about spilling the secrets of peels at home. And I have to tell you, I am just so amazed with the courage that everybody has to just like hop on this and start doing them right away. So Brianna like just started. She's like, okay, I'm doing this. So this is an example of their email blast that we sent out. I've been telling everybody to do videos, to do their email blasts, to create an opportunity for people to engage and opt in. So this was their webinar. They sent out this invitation like late afternoon, and by like within a couple hours they had over 100 people already registered for it, and they had several that came on live the next day, and they sold thousands of dollars worth of products just from that one webinar. So Denise, not Denise, I'm sorry, Nadine and Jerry and Brianna, all three of them were on the webinar, and the results are amazing. They did one yesterday with Dr. Lazaro, and he's a plastic surgeon. He's the owner, the founder, with his wife, Linda. And they did one yesterday for the plastic surgeons for the breast augmentation. And listen to this. They had about, I think she said about 30 people attend the live event. And out of those 30, I think 5 or 6 reserved an online consultation with a plastic surgeon. Now, a couple weeks before, they sold a facelift on a consultation. We're talking like $20,000, just like that, on an online consultation. So doing webinars, doing Facebook Lives, doing Instagram Live. I mean, it's just what a great opportunity for you to take your business online, let people know what an expert you are, and start making money. And if our members can do it, so can you. If Denise can be surrounding herself with packages, you know what the complaint was on our last call yesterday? Listen to this. Our members are complaining because they're paying a lot for shipping. They're complaining because their shipping bill is so big. I'm like, well, good thing, complain some more. That means you're selling products. That means you're making money. One of them said, I paid $800 in shipping. So imagine having that problem. Wouldn't that be nice? That's what we're talking about. So when you take this kind of action, you get results. So let's talk about the offer. So this is Brianna. And then this is the webinar that they did on how to spill the secrets about the actual peels. And then this was their offer. Now this was all pre-planned, you guys. Brianna and I and Linda got on these calls that we do. They showed me the invitation. We tweaked it. We tweaked the offer to make sure that it's going to be super successful. So they offered 3 different packages for the peels. The price points went from $152 to $270 to $355. And that's what the people were purchasing at the end of the webinar. So that's the offer. And then the call to action was to go and purchase those products. So I just wanted to give you a couple of real live examples of how our mastermind members are actually doing this, and they're making money. And if you listen to Linda, actually, when I did the We Dare webinar, she still said that last month they were still profitable. Like, how many businesses do you know that were profitable last month? And you know why? Because of the model that we teach, because they have a membership program, so they still have money coming in. And then they went online and started doing all the things that I taught them to do. So implementation is key. And if you implement the proper business model within your business, then you can survive anything. You don't have to worry about things like this, because if you have enough reserves, because you're running your business properly to begin with, and then you're shifting and you're adapting and you're implementing for the now, and you're being relevant, then it's like night and day. And that's really what I wanted you to take away from this, because I really want to help everybody. I want to see you succeed, even now, even now. So how do we succeed? That call to action is so important. Like, what do you want me to do? So I watched this webinar. So what do you want me to do now? So this is something that we spent a lot of time on, landing pages. You gotta have a place to take people to go buy. Like, I'm gonna tell you about a landing page here in a little bit to go purchase something, because I'm giving you value. Now, I'm only giving you a little bit because of the time that we have together. But if you wanna learn more, then I'm gonna give you a call to action where you're gonna go to a landing page. So if nothing else, you should go to that page I'm going to give you in a little bit. And no matter whether you buy something or not, I don't care. You still need to go and see the process. I'm letting you in to see the process. So you got to have a landing page. So what is a landing page? A landing page is an electronic page that's attached to your website, and that's going to describe the offers that you have. So let's say, for example, Brianna's example, she takes those 3 peels, she puts them on the landing page, and that way we're driving people directly to that online page where they can see the 3 different peels and they can purchase whichever peel is ideal for them. So there is a lot of little technicality that go with the webinars if you want to set them up properly so you can make money. And those are some of the secrets that you need to have. Because if you don't have a landing page, people are going to come to the webinar, they're going to listen to you, they're going to benefit, and then they're going to leave. So tell everybody this whole process, Denise, and how you like took that information and then like started implementing it and putting it into work.
I have a question about our POS system too. But we had, for our shopping, we use Shopify. So on our website, we have a tab at the top for the shopping, for the online store. So in all of our emails, if we were talking about a product, we would direct them directly to the page on the shopping cart. And underneath, of course, they can click on it and buy now. So
so that's one way to do it. So she took them directly to the shop, or it would have been even easier. Like, let's say she did all the head to toe idea that we did, right? So she did the shampoo, she did the face, she did the body, she did the hands and the feet and the hair and all that. So if we do a landing page, let's say she wants to do this topic again. Then she can do a landing page. She can take them exactly to that page, and then they can just buy everything just like that without having to actually like go to the shopping cart. They could have bought it from that landing page. So there's different ways to do things. You can take them to the shopping cart for sure. But then if you have the ability to have a landing page, you can do that too, to ease the process. So those are the things. And then the follow-up from the purchase. So once somebody purchases, what do you do after? So what is that sequence that goes with it that's already automated to help you complete that sale and maybe sell them something else? So it's very important to really plan and plan properly. So, all right, let's go to the opening real quick. So how can you open? We talked a little bit about that. Share the table of content. You gotta have table of content as your first couple of slides somewhere to let them know what you're going to be sharing, what value they're gonna gain, and then let them stay there with you, share your story and things. So the do-it-yourself right now is huge, whether it's for skincare, whether it's doing body de-stressing treatments, whatever it is that you wanna do. So you gotta tell them where to go and buy it. So don't do all this great work and then say, okay, guys, see ya. No, you have to help them. They need your products. They can't not live without products. So you gotta really tell them where to go and buy it. All right, so for the close, once you present your offer and you have your call to action, you might want to price justify if there is a need for price justification. And then you can answer any questions and then you close. So that's how you need to end your thing. And that's where people drop the ball actually. So there's a lot of people doing webinars now and trying to do it, but you want to do it properly. So if you follow these steps, you're going to have structure and you're going to be able to gain the results that you really want to gain. So it's very, very important. And if you don't have an online store already, you're crazy. You got to have your online store up and running, whether it's Shopify or some other plugin to your WordPress, it doesn't matter, but you got to be in business online. You have to be making money online right now. And if you're not, you're really missing the boat. Now, I just shared with you the steps of actually doing the webinar. I know I went through it kind of fast, and there's a, you know, a lot more that goes into it, but at least I wanted to give you the overall structure. But I have to tell you, the most important thing is marketing your webinars, because you could have the best content, but if nobody is joining you, you got nothing. So we have to be able to market the webinars properly so people will come and attend, benefit from them, and then buy from you. That's really the overall goal of what we're trying to do. I was reviewing some email blasts to invite people to a webinar today, and it just was not good. So there is structure to that too. We have structure for everything, but you gotta market pre-webinar to get people there. And then you have to market post-webinar to make sure that they know what's coming up next or what should they be looking for. Now, I don't have time to go into the actual marketing portion of this very much, but it definitely is very, very important for us to do. You want to share with them a couple of things we tweaked on your stuff? So Denise sends me all her stuff, right? She says, okay, I'm planning on sending that email out. And then I just tear it apart.
Well, it's usually, I think, where you correct us, and I get it. I need to make sure before I send it to you that some of those little tweaks are done. But the call to action needs to stand out usually more, and what the offer is. Sometimes we get the hook, right? Sometimes we get a little bit too wordy. Yeah. So, you know, I think less is more. There's a couple of questions that have come through over here that I wanted to just answer for a few people. They asked me what POS system I use. And, you know, we found that Shopify has really been the best platform for us. I have, so that's what I use for our shopping online, but then we use Authorize Net. So it's Shopify and Authorize Net, and that Authorize Net is the credit card processor. So they pay for everything right online. We don't even take any credit cards, and it's a secure system. So that's how we process that. And then the email is simply just sent to me, and then I process the order in the spa. Somebody mentioned something about shipping charges. You know, Dori, we started doing free shipping over a certain dollar amount, which helped to push the sale up, and which made it, you know, I didn't do free shipping on orders under $100.
Yeah, there you go.
So that, you know, that way when you're selling $100 worth of product, you have a little bit of playroom in your profit margin there to pay for that. And I think, you know, if somebody is at a sale of $90, they're going to want that free shipping. So they ended up buying a little bit more. So that really helped. So not giving that away. And then I worked with my vendors too. And instead of doing any kind of discounts, wanted to do more incentivizing them. So my vendors, I called one of them up just last week and said, hey, I want to try to push the sales of your product line. What can you help me do? And she said, okay, every sale over $50, you can give them a free hand cream and we'll send you the hand creams. So I think that, you know, you got to work with your vendors and just
get them to give you things right now. Even if they just give you things to give away, like, you know, register for this webinar and receive XYZ as a register to win, and at the end of the webinar you can give a winner something. So yes, your vendors definitely need to play,
and they want to be selling product too, because this is affecting them as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, very good. So I have a couple more questions here. Thank you for sharing that valuable information, Denise. I have a question from Honduras. Oh my gosh, welcome. She says, what should be the average time of duration of a webinar with a client? So very good question. So most webinars that I do, because they're educational, they're usually about an hour. So for you guys, you could do them anywhere between 30 minutes also to an hour. So depending on the topic, how much information you want to share, and as long as they're engaged, they'll stay with you longer. I have to tell you, like our webinars, people stay the entire time because they know when they come to our webinars, they know they're going to get value. So if you gain that reputation in your community that you're going to give them good information first, then you're going to show them how they can make their life better by maybe taking you up on some of your offers, then everybody wins. So that would be my answer for that. And then she's asking, how much time do you have to wait for the audience to enter and begin the webinar? So I start exactly on time. So if I say the webinar is at 3, you notice we still had people joining us. And sometimes if they don't get there early enough, they can't get on because we max out our Zoom participation. So I would start, you need to be punctual. So if you say it's 3, it's not fair to the people that came if you delay it because you don't have more people coming. So be very punctual, that's very important. These are great questions from Honduras. And then she has one more. How many days prior to the webinar do you have to start promoting it? A great question. Under normal time, usually you need about 30 days to promote a webinar, like 30 to maybe 20 days. Like right now, we're promoting webinars like every week. There's a different webinar we're doing. So it depends on how often you want to make them. But for now, really 1 week to 10 days, just keep going. Don't wait, just go, start doing them. Because you know, my favorite thing really with doing webinar is the post marketing, because you're going to have so many people that are going to show up live. And then you're going to have so many people that are going to watch it at a later time. So your reach is going to be very wide. So don't be discouraged if many people did not join you live. As you build a reputation, they're going to start joining you more and more and more. But then after post-webinar, you can do a lot of marketing. So keep that in mind to invite people for a replay. So let me tell you about the cycle that a webinar needs to go through. So the first and most important thing is coming up with that content, right? And remember, when you want to create your content, who do you have to keep in mind? Your audience, right? So make sure whatever you create, and you always want to be asking, well, how will they benefit from this? What are they going to take away from this? Like, what are you going to take away from our time together today? Hopefully I sold you on doing webinars, right? Second is, you know, the structure that you need to do it. You know, you have to market it. I gave you some examples of how our mastermind members are doing it. So you just need to like start your content, create your marketing pieces, right? The email blast. You can do a video. You can do posts on social media to market it right now. And you know what, you guys, is all these ideas I'm giving you don't have to cost anything. They don't cost anything. It's sending out an email blast, inviting people to a webinar to join you so you can help them. I mean, how much greater than that does it get? Really, it doesn't. So you market it, then you host it like I'm doing right now. And then here's the post-webinar marketing. So I'll just give you an idea of what we do. So let's say we had, I don't know, 700 people register for this webinar. And let's say only 300 joined us online. So obviously there's a lot of people that did not see it. So we have a list of all the people that registered and attended, and a list of all the people that registered and did not attend. So tomorrow morning after the webinar, an email blast will go out to everybody. Did you join us? Did you not? Did you miss it? Here's a replay. And then you tell them, while we were on the webinar, we also made this offer. I would highly recommend you go and check it out and click here. And you're doing all these engagements post webinars. And then you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, and you repost that you had this webinar. And here's a link to watch a replay. So you're marketing that so much more than actually even post webinar. And that's why really it's so important to do the post marketing. And then the most important part is really measuring the results. And if you don't measure, like that's the first questions I had for Brianna today after when she came on the call. how was the webinar yesterday? How many people registered? How many people reserved the consultation? Figured out the percentages and told her a great job that they did. But if we don't measure, then what the heck? We just wasted our time. So it's very important to plan, to have a map on what you need to do first, second, third, follow the system, and then you will definitely succeed. But if you don't do that, then you're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities, for sure. So I have a couple of questions also here. Denise, what else would you like to share with everybody? Some tips that you can give them that you implemented that are really beneficial.
Well, Michelle posted a question about she's worried about losing her clients and how to continue to get build additional clientele during this time. And I do want to point out that doing these online consultations and even the webinar last night, we did actually get new customers because we found that when we posted it on social media, that our customers were sharing it with other people, and you could even incentivize them to share it also. So I sold products which I was entering in new client names into our database. And I think one of the most important things in all of this is, yes, we're maintaining our sales, but the biggest thing to me is that more than even how much money we sell is that we're staying really relevant and top of mind with our customers. So that is worth far more than any retail sales, because when we do get our doors back open, they're gonna know that we were there for them, and they're gonna be wanting to get back in to see us. So I think that is really important. So I would encourage you, Michelle, to get out and do one of these webinars. Facebook Live was a great platform to do it because, like I said, it's so easy to share it and to get more and more people to come. And yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So we have a question here from Dawn. She says, can people tell how many people are on the webinar? Does it look bad if there's only 1 to 2 people? Only you, the person planning the webinar, sees how many people are on the webinar. So you don't have to worry about that. And even like I've done webinars on purpose by myself to actually launch them after. So you don't have to even have a live audience. Even if you did an email and nobody registered, or 1 or 2 people registered, you should still do the webinar, because then again, you can use it as post-marketing and put it on YouTube and build up your YouTube channel of all these webinars. Have you guys been on our YouTube channel? If you have not, you really need to go to inspirationmanagement.com. You can go from there to YouTube, or you can go on YouTube and search Inspiration Management. And you need to follow what I do, because all the webinars that I've done, besides the videos, put the videos aside, that's great for YouTube, but also webinars are great for YouTube, because you can take them and just put them on there and you can build up this library. I have like hundreds on our YouTube channel of videos and webinars, and that's what you should do. And I have to tell you, YouTube is king. It's the #2 site in the world. So if you don't take your webinars and put them on YouTube, it's a big mistake. Or even your Facebook Live, like I just did this for Denise last night. After she sent me the link, I sent it to my videographer, Craig, and I told him to cut the front and the back for her, because on Facebook, you know, she had a little delay from the opening. So he cut it for her. Now she can take that video, put it on YouTube, and it's gonna be absolutely perfect. And she's gonna start building up her YouTube channel with all these great webinars. So it does not matter, Dawn, just do them. Do them so you can start getting practice, and you can start getting used to actually speaking and being able to help members of your community. So thank you for your question. Deb is asking, what platform do you recommend for webinars? Okay, so today I'm using Zoom for a platform, but there are several. There's GoToMeeting, there's Zoom, you can do Skype, it doesn't matter. I like Zoom, we're just used to it. We've been using it for a while, and that's what we use. So it's just Z-O-O-M, Zoom. Melody is asking, are you giving the name of the landing page companies? Okay, so landing pages are done usually by either your website designer or somebody who's maintaining your website. If you want to do landing pages, there is a company called Lead Pages, but that's has a price to it, but you don't really need that. If you have a WordPress site, you can create a landing page for free without really having to pay for a service to create landing pages. So either your website person can do it for you, or if you call us up, I have a team of designers that can actually help you do landing pages if you want. What webinar platform do you and your client use? So we just answered that question. And then I have a question here. You've been talking about mastermind members. How do you become a member? Oh, Denise, you want to tell them how do you become a member? You just sign up. Actually, no, it's by application, actually. We don't just let anybody into that club. We have some amazing people in our mastermind group, very, very smart people. And if you want to apply, you can go to inspirationmanagement.com and you'll be able to go to the Coach Me tab and click on that, and then click on Mastermind, and you'll be able to go and find out how you can become a mastermind member to help you. So thank you for that question, by the way. Let's see, what do we have? We have a lot of questions. So we'll be able to get to some more of them here. All right, so this is the structure that I gave you for the webinar with all the things that you have to do. So there's two things you can do right now, which that's what we did with Denise and the other members, is two systems that you need to implement. One is the We There system, so you can start making money online with consultations. Listen, we have a couple more weeks of this. Like Florida is not going to be out. That's where we are right now, till the end of the month. Some other places like New York and California might be even a little bit later. So you still have time now to actually make some money and get some engagement with your people. So I would start doing consultations. So if you're closed right now and nobody's working, big mistake. Like I said, nobody closed in our mastermind group. They still had somebody calling up, making reservations for online consultations, making money, or processing orders, or shipping orders. We're not closed. We're in business. We're in business. So definitely launch the We There. And then the how to create the webinar. Now, I only shared a small amount of what this program is all about. And I did a preview actually for the We There system too. But I'm doing something very special for you guys because I really want to help you. So I'm doing a 2-for-1 offer. So you buy one, you get one for free. And here's the landing page I want you to go to. So see, I'm practicing what I'm preaching right now. I'm telling you how to do this, right? You need to be doing the same thing I'm doing right now. So let's say you talked about the peels, like I showed you what Brianna talked about. Then she made the offer with all 3 peels. Then we tell them where to go to buy it. So if you want beautiful looking skin, glowing skin, absolutely youthful appearing skin, you've got to do one of these peels. And to get one of these peels, go to xyz.com and get yours today. So my offer, right? Remember, we have to have an offer and a call to action. So my offer to you today for being on this webinar is to get this 2-for-1. And you implement it, and you'll be able to make a ton of money. So now I'm gonna justify the price for you like I just told you to do, right? So let's say that this program, the We There, is $5.99. So we're doing it for $4.99 as a special. But now I'm giving you 2 of them for only $4.99. So now think about it for just a second. Will you be willing to invest $499? And if you just did one Facebook Live, like what Denise just did yesterday and made over $2,500 just from one thing, would you invest $4.99 to make thousands of dollars? That's the question you need to ask yourself. So that's how you justify your cost, your price. So would it make sense for someone to buy a peel they pay $300 for, right? But look at the results that they're gonna have from the peel and how long it's gonna cost, how long it's gonna last them. So keep all these things in mind. There's a lot of psychological things that go on in putting on a webinar, and I'm giving you really the insider look right here. I'm giving you my secrets. So you've got to do the same thing. And when you do it, you're gonna get great results back. So I really want to inspire you today to take action, to start doing these things. And I'm bringing you members to show you that they're doing it. And if they can do it, so can you. So can you. And keep that in mind and keep being positive and keep being motivated and do the things that you really want to do. So I have a gift for you, another one besides the map. During this crisis, I decided to launch this new association called Global Med Spa Association. You can go there to .com. And I really wanted to provide the industry with a place where we can have unity, education, and growth. And I really want to be that for everybody. That's my message to everybody, to the industry. So if you want to go there and sign up to be a member, it's totally free. And we're housing all the webinars that we've been doing actually on that platform. So you can go and watch all the other webinars we've been doing for you. And if you don't know what to do, you can always hop on a success planning session with us and see how we can help you if you don't know really what to do. And again, you can do that from the homepage at Inspiration Management. So really the idea here is sometimes it takes a little investment in yourself in your business to get results. So that would be a very important thing for you to take into consideration right now. Denise, I just want to ask for everybody. Let's say somebody is considering whether to become a member or purchase a product or do this or that. Like, what would you tell people right now that are on the fence whether they should be part of this community or not?
Oh, absolutely. And having a membership and just being on calls is very valuable, and bouncing ideas off of, you know, your peers, and having conversations in a neutral environment and that's unbiased, and, you know, just supporting each other. So I think it's the memberships are absolutely worth every penny and more.
Yeah, and those are things that they should be doing too. Like right now with the group, we're relaunching a whole new membership platform. I shared with them an entire presentation today on how to actually offer the memberships to their guests so we can sell more memberships with their clients. So really, it's a lot of great and fun things to do.
If you hear, I think there's so many different topics, and one just feeds into the next. And hearing things several times repeated, and all of it is just, you just continue to grow and strengthen your knowledge and your confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are asking me about the landing page again. So where you want to go right now, actually, he made me a shorter link, but I forgot to stick it in the presentation. So if you go to inspirationmanagement.com/medspa-online-consultation. Yeah, this is not what you want to do, by the way. Like I said, you can do a bit.ly little URL. So it's a short little link to take you to the landing page instead of this long link. So thank you for asking the question for me to put that back up. So Darlene is saying, I bought the We Dare system. Will I automatically get the other one? Yes, absolutely. So it's buy one, get one free. All right. I have a question here from Abigail. Prior to the day of the webinar, what should you test for? Example, sound, connection, what steps? I would definitely, especially if this is your first webinar, you should do a test run to make sure that your sound, your picture, your background, your everything is like ready to go. So I would definitely do that. And you notice I had Denise come on. Those of you who were with us early, you should always have your guest, if you have a guest on, to come in a little earlier and make sure that the sound is correct. You're both on the same level and it works. So those are things that you should definitely do. And don't worry about perfection. Actually, Abigail is asking about perfection. You know what? We're all people. We're not perfect. As a matter of fact, I tell all my members, if it's your first one, just tell everybody, it's my first one. You know what? You don't have to worry about it after that. And that's what I told them all. And they did it. That's the fun part. So like Denise would stand up and say, you know what? This is my first Facebook Live, you guys. So forgive me. Right? That's exactly what she said. And didn't you feel so much better?
I actually felt like the audience gave me some, thumbs up and some support. So that just encouraged me to keep going. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. What are your hot times to launch webinars? I mean, if you're targeting consumers, like I'm targeting business people, and today it's a little bit different. So we have, for example, some other members that are having much better success doing webinars in the evening after they've put the kids to bed or this or that. But remember, again, people are going to register and so many people are going to come live and so many people might see it later. So you can try testing different times. I like doing either 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I'm going global, by the way. So it's a little bit different for me than you. You're doing local webinars. You might get some people from other places, but mainly you're focusing on your local target market. So I would try different times and see what works. That's the thing about marketing is you always have to be testing. You're always trying different things. So I would test that and see. As far as the days of the week, also Abigail is asking if it's, again, these times are different than when we go back. Right now, people are at home. So around lunchtime, definitely you want to avoid because they're probably feeding the kids at lunch. Around 5 o'clock, you definitely want to avoid because they're feeding kids at 5. So I would do them like I'm doing right now. So either 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, somewhere in there, and try it, or try the evening like I mentioned a little earlier. So we have so many questions. Can you make Zoom evergreen? Actually, absolutely, because this is from Deb. You can definitely make Zoom evergreen, and what evergreen means lasts forever. So when you download your webinar from Zoom, you can take it and then put it on YouTube, and that makes it evergreen. So it's gonna live there forever unless you take it down. So that's very important. Okay, Leslie's asking, how do you direct them to the landing page? Does the landing page have a separate URL? Yes, the landing page is a separate URL, just like I have right here. You see, inspirationmanagement.com is our site. Then the landing page is when you have the / and then whatever the landing page name is. Actually, I want to give you another little tip about landing pages. The URL is very important when it comes to landing pages. You want to make sure that it makes sense to be found. So like, notice what I call this, Med Spa online consultation. So if somebody went to search medical spa online consultation system, guess what page is going to come up? More likely, my page is going to be one of the pages that's going to come up. So it's very important what you name these landing pages. So people can, first of all, they can be found. And you can also, if you want to get really sophisticated, you can go into Facebook, get a pixel from Facebook. You can put it on the landing page. And now I can retarget marketing to all the people that came to the landing page but did not do anything. So that's called Facebook retargeting marketing, but it's done with landing pages on your website. So anyway, that's a topic that's very sophisticated, but that's a topic for another day. Okay, let's see. We're almost, wow, we went over. So there's a couple great, thank you. Abigail saying thank you, my pleasure, anytime. Thank you, you guys, so much for joining us and being with us. Denise, you have been wonderful. I'm so proud of all your accomplishments. Any last words you want to share with anyone, with everyone?
Thank you, Dori. Just that how much I've really appreciated all your help over the years, and especially during this unexpected time for all of us. You really helped turn it around and turn it into a real positive experience. And I am very grateful. So thank you.
No, thank you for being part of our group and for implementing. That's really my biggest thing, is getting those implementations report that everybody is experiencing. That's what makes me keep going, really. It makes me feel like I'm fulfilling my professional obligation, right? Yes. All right, you guys, I see a lot more questions still coming in, but feel free to email them. You can email them to Dori@inspirationmanagement.com, and I can always maybe send you a little email note. Thank you for joining us. Thank you from all over the world for taking the time to be with us. It's truly an honor to be of service to all of you. Make me proud. Go and implement. Sounds good? All right, so stay safe, and until next time, stay inspired. Bye, everyone.